um, hardcore maintenance on the Bard. We were farming out here in Borderlands trying to get Maxie um, a wristlet that dropped for me when I was running around out here, but we didn't have any luck last night, sadly. You know, that's the way things work out here. When you don't think about an item drop, you get it, and then when you actually want the item, it doesn't want to drop for you. And they gave us all these weird, like, elixirs and other crap, and I don't think any of that stuff works. Half the time, my loot luck comes from me not knowing what the thing is. What is this? With these zero. Good lord, with this broken stuff. Um, so we were forming Violent Delights. We all ransacked, and sadly, the bracers just did not want to drop for her. I'm looking, no double augments. But I was thinking about last night, the little rant I did before I went to go play with her, and I just wanted to expand on why it hit my nerves so badly. So that people understand that I'm not trying to be mean about the situation, and I fully understand that there are people out there that are new to the game that don't know the quest well. I'm old school DDO, and there are still fairly new quests for me out here. What I didn't like was this person wanted me to take them to Death House on Elite, and they didn't know the quest at all. And I had just finished doing Castle Ravenloft, the Invitation to Dinner with Kalari by myself. And I was feeling good at first. I know the quest fairly well now. I've been in there a few times on my own. I got through the challenge of Strahd with Cal. There was no problem. Got my robes. I was feeling confident. So I only had to get the keystone and get the heck out of the quest. But for some reason, I had a brain fart, old lady moment. I don't know what to call it. And I instead went to his Magister's room. Now, his Magister's room has a secret door that can get you to other spots. I utilized it with Melodica when she went through Invitation to Dinner. And for some reason, I thought I had to go into that room with him. And the moment he sees you, he issues that challenge. Now, on normal, the challenge isn't bad, but I was doing it on Elite because Cal is getting max favor. So all of a sudden, I see a ton of crowns. He spawns Champ Shades, then another rare captain guy with a crown showed up, and there was like a whole ton of undead with crowns. I nearly died. I had to D-door. Thank goodness for heal scrolls. I healed myself. I D-doored, got back to the beginning, popped hirelings, and then went to the servants' quarters very stealthily, got the keystone, went to the final battle with Strahd's portrait, and got out. But I could have died, and I had knowledge of that quest. So having somebody hit me up in guild chat talking about, I don't know Death House, but can you take me on Elite? It just hit a nerve at that point. Because to me, if you don't know quests well and you're not going to the wiki, because I've gone to the wiki a few times for quests that I don't know well, or going to YouTube, we have streamers that make amazing how-to videos to teach you the ins or outs of a quest. If you're not willing to learn, why would I, on hardcore, on a server where you mess up, you die? Look, my bard, who I was playing fairly well, only has one life to live. This is not a joke. Hardcore is that serious. So if you're not willing to take it serious, if you're not willing to learn what you need to learn on before you get on the server, why do you feel entitled to somebody teaching you how to do Barovian quests? And like I said, Hardcore 1 really was a learning experience for me. because I feel like I made a lot of dumb mistakes. And there's the bangle that we were trying to get for Max yet. It dropped for me when I was by myself. I did not even think about getting it. But the thing is, with Hardcore Season 1, Ravenloft was the death dealer, and I learned a lot of lessons because of dying in there. Amber Temple taught me that Shield is your friend. My bar was just rocking and having fun, and then all of a sudden we went into a room with all those flaming skull things, and they magic missiled me to death. I didn't even know what happened. All of a sudden I was dead. So you live and you learn, but these quests are not teaching quests like that on Hardcore. One bad move and you could really mess yourself up. And the issue I had with them asking me to take them through Death House on Elite after I just got through that Harry Ravenloft and, saying, I don't know the quest, but you can do this, was the fact that Ravenloft has a learning curve. And Death House especially, it can go really smooth or really bad depending on what you want to do. I didn't know what this person wanted to do all the optionals in there, get all the notes. There's an undead fight right at the beginning if you choose to do it. There are animated armors that you have to deal with if you choose to do the optionals in the beginning. A lot of times, especially on Hardcore, to just get that favor done, I get right down to below. And then there's a way I do it to avoid as going face first into traps. Because you're going to have something to get those traps down. Now, this person was playing an artificer, so I guess they felt confident about the traps. But if you don't know the quest, you don't know where they are, you walk face first into those slashy traps and you die. Then there's the spawns. There are wraiths that spawn in that death house. So if you don't have death block and death ward, because you need them both because they do stat damage, they'll get you that way. There are also mobs that spawn when you go to pull levers. And some are avoidable. The spiders are not. You go into the spider room to pull a lever, you're going to have a spider fight. And on Elite, those spawn champs. I crowd control and get them down. But it doesn't always work out perfectly with that. You also have the zombie room near the shrines. You can avoid spawning those zombies if you know the quest and get to the lever and keep it moving. But downstairs, where you get the boss fight, is where you really have to be careful on Elite and on Reaper. And what I like to do is I set up or highlight at that lever. I get far enough away, you pull the lever, you call them to you, and you go on to the end fight. And I've had it where that can get hairy in Death House, where they see the hireling, or the hireling decides I'm going to go back and try to fight it. And then not only do I have to deal with the Red Name boss, all his little baby Groots that are spamming needles at you, but then I also have a whole horde of undead from those pens coming at me. So it's like I want people to understand my motivations for feeling leery when people go, oh, can you guide me through Barovia? I don't know the quest. There's a reason why it makes me tense. I'll say that, and there's a reason why I did not want to do it. And I'm not even going to hide the fact that I did not want to help that person out. And I don't feel bad for that. I do feel bad that I just went on a rant without fully explaining why I was fed up and frustrated. Let me deposit this money too. I'm just doing like upkeep and maintenance. I'm going to play Melodica a little later. She don't have much monies because like I try to keep in scrolls, including Resurrection. Now that I'm running, epics, I want to be able to raise people properly. And speaking of which, let's go to House J. Where am I? There it is. There are the teleport scrolls. Go to House J. Just get a couple more Resurrection scrolls. And that's my problem with hardcore this season more than anything. There seems to be a lot of people who think they're entitled to your help because you've gotten certain things done. And like I said last night, the guild leader of the people who grabbed up Kalari pretty much keeps spamming every night now that if you've hit your goals, you should consider helping other players out. And it's like, I get it. We're a community. It's nice to help people. But if you don't know a quest on hardcore and you're not willing to go look it up and you want somebody to take you through on elite, that's entitlement. There's just no nice way to put it. You truly need to humble yourself and go in there on normal. Stop faking that funk. Stop trying to be a Billy Badass. I'm just buffing myself to lower the prices some. If those of you are like, why is she playing music? Bards have haggle. I did not give myself a really high haggle because I lesser TR'd her to try to bump up her hit points a bit more for Epic Quest. So my haggle isn't as great, but it does its job. Okay. 14 red scrolls should be enough. I don't use them as much on Epics, thank goodness. I normally on Solona keep like stacks of 100 because we run Reapers and all my UMD builds can heal scroll or red scroll people. But I have that luxury. As you see, when I was putting stuff in my bank, I'm barely at I'm right over 100K. It is so weird to not have a ton of plat, But I mean, I try my hardest not to come across as super elitist because I'm not. I really consider myself a character that just plays for fun. I like to have fun. I used to raid heavy. I used to do all that grind and stuff. And then I just wanted to chill out. But I also tried to fool myself into believing that the whole ranting gaming diva personality of mine is gone. My podcast days, that life was done. I am now chill. I'm not. I'm not chill. I realized that about myself last night when that set me off because who does that? Who says at level that they need to go into a quest that they don't know on a and they need somebody to do it for them on hardcore? I've never thought of doing stuff like that. And like I said, I've had a lot of friends on here be like, I'm running this quest on Reaper. Why don't you jump in, get the favor and stuff? And I've done that a couple of times now, but I always feel bad for doing it because I like to contribute. I don't want to be carried through hardcore. It's my personality. I've gone through a lot in real life. I'm not trying to say games not real life, but you know what I mean. Personally, you are my therapist, so I'm not going to run down my woes. But I've had people tell me that I would get nowhere without them. So it kind of makes me leery to have people carry me through this when I know I can get stuff done. And I make mistakes. Like I said, Melodica went from having 3 lives to live to being on her last life simply because I made mistakes. Mistakes happen. And like Cal almost died yesterday because she went into a room that she didn't need to in Castle Ravenloft. That would have been one of the smoothest elite runs I ever had on solo if my brain didn't malfunction and send me to go into that one dude's room. It happens. And I just kept imagining taking that one dude that was spamming guild chat about needing somebody to take him to elite and he didn't know the quest in there. He would have died. There's no way. There was so many champs. I never seen so many crowns in my entire life on Elite. And I just got lucky. I had Dodge rocking, I had Permablur rocking, I have MRR and PRR, and they got me down to half health. I was tossing heal scrolls, and finally I tossed the D door, got back to the beginning, regrouped because I was not giving up that favor, and got through it. But I can only imagine bringing that guy into that quest, Mr. I don't know it, but I want to do it on Elite. He definitely would have died. And that would have been on my conscience. I would have felt so bad for bringing somebody on Elite that didn't know the quest and making that kind of mistake. When you have the ability to recover yourself and know how to handle it, things when they get that sketchy, stuff like that, it's heart racing, but you can walk it off and say, I'm lucky. But bringing a new player through that and then having them die, because I'm convinced they would have died if I had taken them into invitation for dinner and done what I did, you know. I just don't want that on my conscience. And I don't think it's fair, personally, to expect that out of people just because you want that completion and you're afraid to just go in and learn the quest on normal. There is nothing stopping people from going, especially on hardcore, going into a quest on normal, learning it, and then going back on Elite and getting it done. But there are a lot of people who really are acting entitled this season. And yeah, there are some really nice unlocks. I'm wearing a Sashing Crown right now on my bard. Cal is rocking it. I really want to get the horse on Kalari. That's why I've been taking my time. I really want to take level 15. Oh, somebody died to that Cobalt Concubine. I really want to take level 15 with her and get that Warlock insta-kill ice spell. But I still got level 10 stuff to finish up. So I still have goals because I really wanted to get the mount, and then I want to get my Reaper points. I'm only at 2 on Cal, and 1 on the little Lobby bar that rolled up for a friend. So I'm not at the goals I want to get on Hardcore yet, and I'm just trying to slow and steady it. And what I won't do is take people that don't know the quest and area in on Elite. If I don't know a quest, like I didn't know a lot of Ravenloft, the second and third parts well. We normally zerg those on Salona, so I just keep up with the group. So I took Mel in there on normal to learn them, and then I went back and did them on Elite. That's how you do things when you're not familiar on hardcore. I couldn't imagine going on and telling people, well, I don't really know these quests. You can hold my hands through them. That's not me, man. More power to you if you have that nerve, but yeah, you're not going to get any sympathy from me if you do that. And like I said, I'm on my last life with her, which is how you should really play hardcore. You know, a lot of people do bulk about having the extra lives, but we had a lot of lag. So it is very hairy. But I am playing her more careful. We got through an Elite Vons 5 and 6 last night. You know, the group was very, appreciative of me just hanging back and keeping them buffed and tossing extra heals. That's basically what I had to do. I personally hate it because I like playing her as an offensive caster, but she's so close to getting 30 so that I can TR that it just makes sense to hang back with her. But I can't wait to combat cast again. It's no fun being just a buffer and a healer for me. That's just my personal beef. But I just wanted to expand that rant because I don't have a personal problem with this guild that I'm in on hardcore, but they're so vastly different from the guild that I play in on Solona that is very jarring for me. And it kind of hit my nerve. And I've noticed, and I didn't want to say anything, But a lot of the deaths, especially at low levels and even some mid levels, have been from the people in this guild because they're not playing smarter. And they really want people to handhold them to their hardcore goals. And if they're lucky and they find somebody, more power to them, it's not going to be me. And I'm not going to be made to feel guilty because I'm on doing what I want to do to get where I need to get on this server. And I refuse to let somebody make me feel bad because my ideal playstyle is to solo on hardcore. You know, I don't mind grouping when I'm comfortable with people. But because I started DDO as a single mom, my son was really young when I started playing this game. I developed the need to have to go AFK a lot too. And I still do. He's a teenager, but he needs me at times. So it's good to be able to play hardcore, be able to know where safe spot is, go tend to what he needs, and then come back as well. And a lot of my playstyle on Solona was playing alone in Quest, so that if I had to go AFK because when he was little things got hairy, I could do that. And I don't say that like I only like the solo. It's just the mode that I'm most used to. And yeah, playing with like Kirk and playing with Maxie and playing with Allison and a few others have really pulled me out of that shell that I put around myself when playing DDO. So I do have fun with grouping at times. But I'm still leery about pugs because I've been in pugs and I've seen pugs do stupid things because they think, oh, I'm in a group, I can be a badass, let me show off. Save that for the live servers. Hardcore is not for that. You should be playing it safe. And even playing it safe, there are going to be times where things are out of your hands. But like I said, there have been so many preventable deaths in groups that I've been in that I'm just completely, it wears me out. And it's no fun to keep going after somebody's died in group. You know, especially when I play classes like my bard. And I want to heal, but it's a lot better to keep champs in prison or fascinated so that people aren't, it's not a full party wipe. You know, I needed to get this out of my system. I'm probably going to switch to Cal, see if I could get another level 10 done. I would love to stream that, but I'm not going to risk the latency issues for that. Once I get the new computer, which I'm going to work on soon, I'm really tempted to just get a new system, get it up and running so that I can stream, play, and show you how I get through things. But until that happens, a lot of these streams will be just me chatting, doing little maintenance, getting stuff done. I'm gonna try to empty out some of the stuff I was hoarding just in case I had to rebuild as well. I didn't want to do it in the Borderlands. And then I just keep certain things because they're quirky. It's like, why would anybody want something that's 0 speed? I don't know. Anyhow, thank you for watching. I should be back on a regular schedule soon on Solona. The cold lock on there, she's holding at level 2. I'm gonna chronicle her journey from level 1 to level 30. It's coming. I just really want to get my hardcore stash and horse, so that's where all my focus has been. And like I said, I just wanted to expand on the rant that I had last night so that people understand that this is not coming from a place of malice. You know, I'm not going to act like I'm a good person. I'm chaotic neutral at best, in real life and in game. And I will help if I feel I can help, but to have somebody get mad because I wouldn't take them to a Ravenloft quest on Elite and they don't know it, there's a level of entitlement that I will not put up with, and that is definitely it. So if that's your attitude because we share the same guild tag, you're going to be mad at me a lot more then you know, because I don't owe you that. I really don't, especially since I didn't ask to be part of the guild. I was blind invited. I didn't sign on no dotted line, no guild oath or promises. Everybody has their goals on hardcore. There's some people that are shooting for the leaderboards. There are some people like me who just want the favor unlocks. I want the celestial steed, and I want to get the reaper points to get the cloak. I'm not really caring about the Archon at all, but there are some people that are on there doing that too. And you should be mindful of that. That's, everybody's playing hardcore for their own personal reasons. And you can't expect people to give up what they want to do just to carry you through quests. So I'm gonna go. It's almost lunchtime anyway. Gotta make food for the fam. Then I'm gonna get on, play my warlock. Hopefully, the victory and glory. Thank you if you've watched this for putting up with my ranting game in diva mode. It kind of reminds me of when I had the podcast, so this was fun. But I just wanted to get it out of my system. I just feel like if you're not playing hardcore smart and not willing to learn a quest before you step in on elite, you're going to be a soul stone or in mortalities if you don't have extra life. And I don't want that on my conscience. Woo, what was that noise? Anyhow, thank you for watching. I will see you all on hardcore or on Solona if you play.